Now, this week marks 40 years since the Falklands War. Argentina lost the war, but to this day it maintains that the Falkland Islands belong to them. Our South America correspondent Daniel Pardo travelled to Buenos Aires to assess the legacy of the war.
This remote piece of land has been disputed for hundreds of years. Called them Falklands or Malvinas, it's an archipelago in the south of the Atlantic Ocean. This is British territory, but Argentina has never thought it should be.
The blue and white of Argentina is on every balcony and in every window.
The dispute led to a war in 1982, which Argentina lost. Since then, its people have been through a lot. Inflation, poverty, and most recently, COVID.
In a deeply divided country, getting the islands back is the one thing that really unifies most Argentines. It's a fundamental part of their identity. And 40 years after the war, an overwhelming majority of people here still feel that the UK is illegally occupying their territory.
Polls suggest as many as 80% of the population feel this way.
They are ours. They're a piece of Argentina. Why did the Brits have to come so far away to occupy a place that isn't theirs?
A friend of mine, his dad died in the war, so he got a big tattoo of the Malvinas on his arm. People really do have strong feelings for the Malvinas.
I asked the President of Argentina what he is doing about the Falklands.
We will continue to insist on a diplomatic path so that Argentina can regain its sovereignty over the islands. The only thing that is blatant to me is that the Malvinas are not English. They have no connection. But they do have an obvious connection with Argentina.
The connection he talks about is geographical. But the people who live on the islands feel a strong connection with the UK. When they had a referendum a decade ago, 99% voted to stay British. 649 Argentines and 255 British soldiers died during the conflict. Alejandra's brother, Nestor, was one of them.
The hardest thing about my brother dying was my parents' pain. They were never the same again. So many happy memories were shattered.
The war left many angry towards the British, and there's still a common feeling that the fate of the islands is unfinished business. But what does the president say to those who argue that Argentina should finally give up its claim?
The fact that we are even discussing whether colonialism is viable in the 21st century, it's shameful. And those who should feel ashamed are those who own colonies. If Margaret Thatcher had been leader of a developing country like we are, she would have been convicted of war crimes.
The war is a traumatic and very recent memory in the life of most Argentines. But losing it didn't change people's determination to get the islands back. If anything, it made it stronger.
The claim is going to be everlasting. The last Argentine to be born is going to reclaim the islands.
Daniel Pardo, BBC News, Buenos Aires.